You see, that's the real threat to democracy, stupid people. That's the threat. Our biggest threat to democracy is stupid people. We think you're not a smart person, and we're tired of having stupid people run our country. I'm sorry, women. She's a dummy. 94 trillion. We're going to clean the air so that when China comes here and takes us over, they'll have a nice, clear atmosphere.
Just when you think you've seen Donald Trump go as far off the deep end as he possibly can, he finds a way to go even deeper.
The wind, it sounds so wonderful. The wind is bullshit. I'll tell you, it's horrible. Remember when I used to say, darling, I want to watch our president tonight on television. And the husband looks, I'm sorry, dear. The windmills aren't wind. There's no wind tonight. You can't watch, darling. We're not going to be watching tonight.
Because as Florida was being ravaged by the wrath of Hurricane Milton, leaving over 3 million Americans without power, the only former president to actually redirect FEMA funds to house illegal immigrants.
They had no money. You know where they gave the money? To illegal immigrants coming in, many of whom are killers.
Was dancing the night away in Scranton, Pennsylvania at quite possibly the weirdest and most unhinged Trump rally I've ever had the misfortune of laying my eyes on. And as someone who covers his off-the-rails rallies for a living, I am not being hyperbolic when I say this was one of the nuttiest yet. And there was a lot to cover here, so I've compiled the most bonkers moments for you all, including a moment towards the end of his speech where he rants about wind and windmills. That is the clearest example of his utter cognitive collapse I've seen this entire election. So drop a like and subscribe if you appreciate us highlighting these Trump rallies so you can stay informed without losing too many brain cells, and let's get right into it. Yeah, it was weird from the get-go with Trump playing a dirge that sounds like The Undertaker's theme music before he came out. But as we all know, Trump rallies wouldn't be the Picasso pieces of insanity they are without the people at his rally, as we'll see shortly, and the people covering it. Like Right Side Broadcast Network that went full North Korea in their introduction of him.
See that picture of Kamala? It says Kamala is lying to you. I don't think we're breaking news with that one.
I'll tell you who's equipped. The man who's coming out in just moments. And everybody in here is here for the same reason. We want our country back. We want to see the man who can make that happen in the flesh.
Say what you will about them all being in a cult, but that woman deserves a raise. And after Trump came out and lied about the FEMA funding for a little bit, we got our first major moment of utter insanity, unlike any I've ever seen at a Trump hate rally before, where Donald Trump attempted to soothe his fragile ego by playing shots of the crowd size from his Butler rally to the crowd of his Scranton rally.
From all over, 100,000 people on Saturday night. Take a look. That's something, huh? Isn't that something?
Yeah, bud, that sure is something. Unlike what's going on in your brain, which is apparently a whole lot of nothing.
94 trillion. We're going to clean the air so that when China comes here and takes us over, they'll have a nice, clear atmosphere.
Right. China is going to come and steal our atmosphere. That's why we need a big wall up to the sky to keep it all in, and tariffs on the air to keep foreign atmosphere out. Someone's been reading too many excerpts from Marjorie Taylor Greene's Climate Science for Dummies who don't read good.
You see, that's the real threat to democracy, stupid people. That's the threat. Our biggest threat to democracy is stupid people. Harris, that we've had enough. We think you're a horrible person. We think you're a liar. And right? We think you're a liar. We think you're not a smart person, and we're tired of having stupid people run our country. The other one asking the question is dumber than Kamala, so she's a dummy. I watched her over the years. That is one dumb woman. Sorry. I'm sorry, women. She's a dummy. The only one that agrees with that more than me are the women in the audience.
Man, this guy's really killing it out there. And by killing it, I mean his chances to win this election.
No, I don't want to be nice, you know. Somebody said, you should be nicer. Women won't like it. I said, I don't care. A guy came up to me today. He said, sir, you really should be nicer to her. The women won't like it. The women want safety, and the women want to have a country that they can be proud of, I think. 4 years ago, we had the best border in our country's history, and that included human trafficking, mostly in women, by the way. That includes, so when women say, oh, I don't know if I like Trump, I was the one, that is the most heinous thing. Human trafficking, mostly in women. Gee, I wonder what that's all about, right?
Right. The clear candidate for women is the guy who partied with Diddy, is on Epstein's flight logs multiple times, and is an adjudicated rapist who wants to have sex with his daughter. Got it. But all that was par for the course, folks, because at this point in the rally, Trump reached the edge of the cliff and decided to take a massive dive.
Our military's great, and then I go on woke. You could put them in a woke room and scream at them for 2.5 years. They'd walk out and they'd say, let me at them. You know, these are not woke people. But I had this little clip, and I thought you'd find it very interesting. It's the military of the past. Let's call it the Trump military, compared to the very woke military that we have now. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
You little scumbag! I got your name! I got your ass! You will not laugh! You will not cry! You will learn by the number!
Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month, and actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
So you're a killer? Sir, yes, sir! Let me see your war face! Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face! Now let me see your war face! Ah, bullshit! You didn't convince me! Let me see your real war face!
I hear it and I know, I know you wanna take.
What the hell was that? Some sort of transphobic video about how Joe Biden has yassified the military? Everything is a culture war non-issue with these people. It is insane. But even that wasn't the craziest part. It was obviously getting late, and Donald probably needed a diaper change because he went on this unhinged rant about wind turbines. That is the most brain-dead thing I've ever heard.
Go over some of those beautiful windmills. They're falling down, by the way. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. That gorgeous, beautiful Pennsylvania countryside. They got these big, ugly suckers hanging down. They're rusting and rotting. Half of them weren't spinning, and the ones that were going so slow. They were going, it's not too windy, but, you know, they're going like slow. The other ones were just dead. But they're all rusting and disgusting looking. And then, you know, the environmentalists say that it's also, very importantly, the most expensive form of energy there is. You cannot get more expensive. The wind, it sounds so wonderful. The wind is bullshit. I'll tell you, it's horrible. So expensive. It's just too expensive. It doesn't work. All of that to do, you know, 0.1%. I mean, the whole thing is crazy. You remember when I used to say, darling, I want to watch our president tonight on television. And the husband looks, I'm sorry, dear. The windmills aren't wind. There's no wind tonight. You can't watch, darling. We're not going to be watching tonight. Maybe we'll catch him another time. No, we have to be careful. We have to be smart. We're going to lose our country. These people are crazy. They're crazy.
Right, these people are crazy. And it makes sense with the amount of internalized self-loathing that he has. He's so mad at stupid people. He's just too stupid to see the irony in the fact that he is the moron that will destroy democracy.
You see, that's the real threat to democracy, stupid people. That's the threat. Our biggest threat to democracy is stupid people.